I will now perform my final performance.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to TMA. Tonight we're getting pumpkin-y. Before we get into that real quick, don't forget the June mix-along is up. Before I forget, it's Kiwi. I'll post the link in chat and pin it, so feel free to join that. Anyway, Sam and Linda, you're both muted. Take it away. Here, I'll help you. Here, I'll help you. You're unmuted and you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I'm muted?
Nope, you're fine.
I'm muted on my end.
Oh.
We're good?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead, take it away.
All right. What's up, Sam and Daniel?
Hello.
Hello.
Buster.
Hello,
Mike.
everybody.
Buster
Welcome
Mike.
to Ma.
I guess that's it. How
Hello,
is
Linda.
everybody?
Long time no see.
Huh?
Hello, Linda. Long time no see.
All right. And everyone got their... Oh, wait. No, we have to talk about last week's.
Well, I said long time no see, Linda.
Oh, yeah, right? No, I know.
Hello?
I heard you. I was ignoring
Can you hear me?
No, I'm just kidding. No, what? I'm just kidding. What was last week called? I like the way we did it last week to adapt.
What was last week? Plum?
Pomegranate.
God, I gotta fucking log in.
Palm it up.
Log out. Log in. Log out. Log in. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Lemonade clear, melon honeydew, SSA, pomegranate flavora, sour lime SSA, ultimate grape. The grape still is pretty dominant. I don't get much melon. It was good after, here I can. Oh, I'm not gonna vape it because I'm on something way different.
It's the grape and the lemon, the Sprite.
It tasted like
pretty much
like the melon honeydew was in there to give the grape body or something. I don't know if that's actually what it was doing, but it kind of seems like that's what it was. There's a little bit of extra dimension to the body of the grape, but it didn't taste like there was melon there. The pomegranate there was a nice bright tartness. I mean, it was a good grape soda almost like.
Only get the lemonade, the Sprite.
Yeah, and grape. That's what I mean,
and grape, and then accents.
But with some extra nuances and depth in there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
like if you just did grape and lemonade, like it definitely wouldn't be as good as if you did this for sure. That lime's
Yeah.
working in there too. It smells a little lemon limey, like extra
Yeah.
Spidey
Yeah.
or whatever. And I like it. It's
Yeah.
really good. It's definitely not what we wanted, or what we were trying to do at least, which was more honeydew, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
compared to that grape,
Yeah.
but it still ended up being kind of a nice bougie
Yeah.
grape Sprite sort of thing.
Yeah. Like yeah. I didn't hate it. I mean, I don't know.
I got a little bit
Were
left. I
we
got
really?
probably 10 mils left or something, but
I don't know what direction we would go to fix this or.
different honeydew. And by the way, did you buy flavors yet? Because I forgot to mention
I
you
did
should
not.
get honeydews.
I'm waiting for Flora Toffee to be in
There you go. Get
stock.
TFA honeydew 1 and 2.
I don't know about all
Half a
that.
percent
I'll
of
get
TFA honeydew in this would push that.
what?
It's kind of like at high percentages, like 1 to 3. Like, yeah, you can overtake a recipe, but doing
And you can use it
0.25 to
solo too, for sure.
0.5, you can easily boost any honeydew.
Just raise that honeydew to the top. It's got those top notes that you want, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, out of 1 or 2, which one would I get? Because I'm not getting both.
Both.
No.
Okay. Why? 2 is just okay. Do you want to use 0.5% or 2%?
I don't really care because I'm not going to really use it that often.
I have both, so get
No.
whatever you want. 1 is stronger, like way strong. They're very similar. 1 is way stronger. 2 is a little easier to work with.
Okay. Well, anyway,
But they're both
maybe
good.
I can, but
And I have both.
yeah.
So if you're like, well, I only got this one, I could be like, doesn't really matter. We just use it at this percentage. I tend to just go for 1 because you can throw it in like with that as that like half accent, and just have this note floating in there. But anyways.
I forgot I had to buy an air conditioner this year. I tossed mine last year. I went to put it in. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have an AC.
I keep thinking about it. I got to go grab the one that's in the basement and put it in the friggin' window before somebody else grabs it.
Yeah. I just threw mine away. So yeah.
Damn, Daniel, can I vote like 4 times? They're all important.
I wanted to make a really
They're
tough
all
poll.
important. That's so tough. That's a super tough poll. Well, that's last week's recipe. Until she gets some more honeydews, we'll probably just leave it as is. But what is up, chat? We got lots of people looking out there. Annihilator, Mike C. Do you see Buster in there yet? Got Plant City Homestead, Funky Monk. What's up, everybody?
City
Buster,
Homestead.
Yep, there he is. Yeah, a lot of those are really important for me, honestly. Body juiciness, saturation is body in depth, though. So you're kind of like splitting hairs with that one.
What?
Saturation.
Anyways, moving on. So I think you're first this week, Linda.
You think?
I just want to say out front, this week was really easy. Like really easy. Because most pumpkin things have pumpkin spice in them, which automatically gives you the spice category to work like when whatever recipe you're doing.
Think of that.
And then
Damn.
like vanilla is a pretty classic pumpkin pie thing, and caramels, and those are all up in there. So this is, the only one I was just like, oh shit, which other fruit should I use? Was kind of that's where I struggled a little bit more this week. It wasn't hard to pick raisin, but we'll get there.
Oh wait.
But yeah, the automatic spice and using pumpkin
Forgot.
spice was a pretty
Yeah.
sweet kicker right there. So I'm excited to see these.
Yep.
Go for it, girl.
All right. Is it up Oh yeah. So I did pumpkin sweetie, Catalan cream FA at a half, cinnamon apple pie SSA at 2, pecan nut noms at 1.75, pumpkin candy wonder flavors at 2, pumpkin spice flavora at a half, super sweet and vanilla fudge cupcake rolled at 3. So I I used the pumpkin candy and the vanilla fudge for something else along with milky caramel. Uh, no, milky caramel. What is something? Not caramel cream. Whatever. Another white fudge for a fruit recipe, and I kind of like the way the fudge and the pumpkin candy went. So I tried it in this. So I'll just read my notes quick here. Use the fudge base, blah, blah, blah. The apple, I put apple strudel. The apple cinnamon pie is good, like kind of cooked spice apple, like that pie kind of filling. Mixed throughout the vape, fairly light on the cinnamon, no bakery, or very slight at this percent. So the pumpkin spice I originally had at 0.25, but I bumped it because literally it's the only pumpkin, and I feel like it kind of needed a little more strength. Very few pumpkin pie fillings, and then the Catalan cream in place of the What's Wonder flavors, white chocolate, milky, whatever. Instead of using that like I used in my fruit candy, I used Catalan cream because it's got that hint of a little bit of spicy, like not spicy, but do you know what I mean? The difference between Catalan and Vienna is just like a little, it's a little darker. And it's nice and smooth. So I feel like that worked well to round out that fudge because it's kind of sugary, grainy. And then the nut on to the little bit of pecan nut on top isn't overpowering. It's just a hint in the background. So it's just kind of like a pumpkin apple spiced candy. Wouldn't really call it a fudge, but that I was gonna totally cheat and just use pumpkin candy, and I can't do that.
Ridiculous.
So,
For
yeah,
those that
that would have
don't
been.
know, pumpkin candy it's candy corn flavoring.
Oh, it's just sugar. It's like
It's a sugar
sugar.
toffee hard candy thingy. It's candy corn.
It's candy corn. Yeah, exactly.
So,
So
but
I feel
Wonder
like
Flavors decided to name it, because it's the
I
little
really
pumpkin one.
like the vanilla fudge and the pumpkin candy together. It just gives this like sweet candy type, like pumpkin candy, almost like candy corn. So, yeah, so that was my little idea because the only other pumpkin, like an actual pumpkin, is Hankson, and I wasn't trying to like build a pumpkin pie from that because.
Yeah, there's other ways you can try it. I mean, Flavora has a
Well, I
what is it?
know. Oh
Yam, and
yeah,
then
there's totally, but
Wonder
that way
Flavors has their sugared taro, and then it's really the pumpkin
I don't
spice,
have
and
that
then
though.
just you're not wrong. I was like, oh look, no pumpkin in your pumpkin recipe, and you were like, everything would have pumpkin spice in it, and you're not wrong about that. Like
Yeah,
in like every
yeah,
real world, excuse me, variation of what we would want to make in a vape would be something that utilized pumpkin spice more so than that utilized pumpkin puree. But yeah, there's ways, but you don't without using Hankson. There's other pumpkin pies,
well,
but also
I
you're
don't have
not
any.
like I said, you're also not wrong by just But does that taste?
It,
Does it taste
you
like it
can.
tastes like an apple pie? I'm assuming versus like
I mean, it
anything
tastes
relative
like.
to a pumpkin, which is fun.
I mean, it tastes like a spiced apple pie candy type thing. Like not really candy, like fudge, but not really. It's almost like a candy corn, like a
Like
apple
almost like nougat, but with
kind of. I mean,
or toffee, but
it's
it has nuts and spice and or not toffee, like white chocolate, yeah, like nougat, right? Like nougatine.
kind of.
It has the
It's
nuts in it, but
the
it's like fancy nougatine that's got apple cinnamon and or is it more milkshakey?
no, it's not milkshakey. It's definitely you get that like fudgy, chewy, like it's chewy kind of. If if they could have a thing, it would be chewy, like juicy or chewy, or so it's more kind of like that. It's just
That looks
sweet.
really good.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, if I had to remix it, I wouldn't put the nuts in. I'd probably choose another
See, that's where you didn't need
apple.
the nuts.
Right, and I didn't even think that. But I was thinking of
Like,
cheating
you also
the
didn't
other
need a
way.
nut because you had cinnamon in there, dork.
Right, I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, well, it's not bad. I mean, it's only
Well,
that
that's good.
one
Yeah, I
one
mean,
and three quarters for that isn't like smash you in the
I'm
face
fine
if
with a
you can't.
little bit of nut.
Yeah,
So that looks
I
good.
bet you are. Sorry, it's not the best, but it's not disgusting. And if you like something sweet and like kind of candyish, but still want something dessertish, then yeah.
Cool.
So that's
Awesome.
that.
Ow. Well, I got mine,
Right?
and
Oh, I haven't
it
even seen
needs
you.
work, and I'm probably gonna try and do a V2 of this, and take kind of a little bit different, and I probably need to add like another like donut flavor, like a fried dough
Crispy
flavor or
donut.
something to this.
Crispy
Yeah,
donut would
something
give that
because
fried edge.
that maybe a touch of yellow cake or something, right? But so I did deep fried sponge cake, real flavors, and I had that out and I was playing with it because of another recipe I was fucking around with. I have a lot of it, so I was like, I need to use some of this stuff. So and then deep fried sugar taro, wonder flavors. So sponge cake at 3.5, sugar taro at 1.5, pumpkin spice flavora at 0.75, wonder flavors raisin at 1.5, cap super sweet, and then yes sweet cheesecake and we're at 3. I think the taro could go up a little bit, like maybe a touch. Like I can tell it's in there just because I've single flavored it and I kind of know what it tastes like. But that and the pumpkin spice work really nicely together. Um, Sponge cake's just a little lost. Like I said, I think it kind of needs like another donut, fried dough, kind of that outer layer of So imagine, and then the cheesecake, it's kind of getting a little lost in here even at 3%. So maybe 3.5, 4% on that.
Why did you choose yes we cheesecake as opposed to like New York? Just curious.
Um, the graham notes. I wanted the graham notes in this one.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
This one I was
Gotcha.
like graham and the graham notes and the pumpkin. That's gonna all go good, really good. The brown sugar. There's brown sugar and deep fried sugar taro.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. I was like, yeah, I want the graham notes in this one. I did another recipe with cheesecake and I went for one that didn't have the graham notes because I didn't want them. And this one, yeah, I was like, let's do it. I just just a little bit flavor or percentage adjustments on a few things, but this is a pretty dang good like start to what would be like pumpkin puree cheesecake, pumpkin pie cheesecake filling inside of with raisin. I guess the raisin doesn't really pop out, it just adds this kind of deep richness to it, which is what I wanted. So like in real life, imagine raisin paste, pumpkin puree, pumpkin spice, and cheesecake and graham mixed together, and then it's like cool down, and then you scoop a ball of it up and put it in batter and then deep fry it, right? Sponge cake might not even be the right. Really,
Yeah, I'm here. I was
maybe to just
listening.
go for.
Am I here? Can you not hear me?
No, I just Sam broke up a little bit. Sam, you're back. You're back. What were you saying, Sam?
Oh, when did I stop?
He's talking.
Mid sentence. You stopped. I'm sorry.
Which sentence?
I don't know. Sorry, I'm making a crazy poll.
That's all good. The deep fried sponge cake, Mike, is good, but it's a Twinkie, and that's why I was thinking it's
So we
probably
can't
not.
hear Sam. Oh, I see.
No,
Looks like
no,
he's giving the finger.
no. I can
So
hear
now,
Sam. Can you
Oh,
not hear Sam? What the heck
no, I
is
can't
going
hear
on?
Sam.
I'm right here, so I don't know.
Nope.
Linda.
Mm-mm.
Linda.
Try now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear him.
Why can't you hear?
I can hear you. I just can't hear Sam.
Well, we need you guys to hear each other.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and then call you guys right back. Okay?
Oh my god.
All right.
Like literally right now.
Alrighty.
Wait, no. Can you hear each other
Hello?
now? Can you hear each other
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could hear her.
Okay, let me focus on this
I can
crazy
hear
poll.
you.
Okay? Take it away,
Okay,
guys.
Mike. Yes, it's a great flavoring, and if you can get a hold of it, get a hold of it. Get the deep fried cookies and cream as well. Like I said, it's just a Twinkie versus. So I just think it might have been just the wrong flavor for this. And then there's other ways for me to get that deep fried note. I'd probably just get it from the sugar taro and then using like a donut. So I had it out. I was like, let's just throw this in there. But yeah, it is a good flavor. It's just the wrong one for this application, I think.
Crispy donut sticks out as that might work.
Yeah, crispy donut probably.
And like yellow cake or
Yeah,
something.
honestly, because that gives me that fried dough kind of vibe.
Yeah. That's literally that fried note.
Oh, Daniel. You'd have to go only WS23 because you didn't specify at what percentage, so you could keep it real low, right?
No, you just you got I would say like assume 1%, but every time you're gonna
No,
notice it. Every
no, you
time you're
didn't
gonna notice it.
specify. So I'm gonna put it
There's
at
no
quarter
there's
percent.
no fine print. There's no space. They don't allow me. I tried. Okay? Like they have to understand you can only use 15
There's just
super sweet
written
within your recipe.
0.25% WS23.
And then 3 is going 3, 6, 12, 24, yada yada.
I know.
So if
I'd
you're
be at
3,
16
you would
or
have to be
12.
like
There's no way.
24. You might
You
want to
said 3
revote.
levels.
Yeah.
3 times 3 is 9, my guy.
Well, whatever. You get what I meant. I couldn't write it all. That's what I was trying the whole time is how can they get what I'm saying. What they would do is they do 24 and switch to pods or something like that. Who's picking 15?
Yeah, that'd be another way too. That's a better. Yeah, that's a good choice.
See, I'm trying to leave it. But if it's WS23, you have to taste it every time, which is not that crazy, honestly. Like for someone like me.
No, you didn't say.
Yeah, whatever.
I tasted at a quarter, so that's fine. We'll leave it there. All right, let's move on.
Who's the first
got?
one?
We got Goose and 2 Busters.
Goose is a different name in chat tonight.
That's.
So she's the first one.
Fancy Homestead is Goose, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Goose Girl's Pumpkin Pecan is up right now. Daddy.
Take it away, Sam. Yep.
Okay, I guess. FA Apple Pie at 2. Winter Flavors Butter Pecan Pie at 2.5. Caramel Butter Winter Flavors at 1. Oh, Hanks and Pumpkin Pie, Linda.
Ooh,
at 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't just throw that in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
1-on-1 Pumpkin Spice at 0.5, and then Sugar Daddy Rick's at 0.25. Thanksgiving tradition at my house: pumpkin pie topped with pecan pie filling. That sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
I don't think I've ever done that. I am doing that this holiday season. Holy cow! Because pumpkin pie filling is literally brown sugar caramel with pecans in it, right? Or pecan filling is, yeah. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Still working on this one. Open to suggestions. Willing to make it a chiffon pumpkin pie, and this is very dense. I'm trying to make it a chiffon pumpkin pie. What does that mean? Like a dense. What is a chiffon apple pie?
Folded in.
Pumpkin pie.
Isn't it with like whipped cream folded in, or meringue?
I don't know.
Chiffon.
I'm learning.
Chiffon. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I can't type. Similar to normal, but the pumpkin filling seasoned, stabilized with gelatin, and then made airy by folding in Swiss meringue.
That was
Yum.
close.
So it's more mousse-like. Stabilized with gelatin and then folded in with meringue. Okay.
I like the way this looks.
So it's the opposite. So it's too dense for what she was trying to go for. That's what it sounds like. Okay.
Oh, okay.
How strong is that one-on-one pumpkin spice is what I'm curious about.
Apparently pretty strong. Probably like
God damn
Flavora. I have it. I've never tasted it.
Well, the average for Flavora was pretty low compared to like I like it like 0.75 is okay in my recipe. You know, you can do 1. So it's just a wonder.
Around a quarter, between a quarter and
Is
half.
the butter pecan pie Wonder Flavors is the older one, right? That's the better one.
Yeah.
So that's the better
Yeah.
choice. Yeah. But I don't. Yeah, that one might not be a super concentrate. It looks like people are using it up at like 6-7%. So maybe just push that
Not a
up.
super concentrate.
It says 0.5%
I usually
to
use it around
4%
4.
in a mix.
Oh.
8 standalone. I'm like, okay. Anything more in the caramel comes through too hard. So honestly, you don't have a ton of flavors in here. Apple Pie FA is doing your. It's a cheat because there's no apple in it. It's just crust. It's apple pie crust, right? I don't believe there's any apple in that flavoring.
Really, but I mean, more so
Excellent
than if you
crust
took
flavor
Flavor
pie.
West pie.
Savory pie crust with a bit of. So there's maybe a touch of apple in it. So okay. More pie than apple doesn't really work on its own as the apple. Well, okay. Caramel butter, you have a little low. You might just skip out on take the caramel butter out, push the butter pecan pie to like 5%. I don't have a ton of experience with pumpkin pie Hankson, but from what I understand, that's probably the most accurate like pumpkin puree.
Yeah.
But if you
It's
like,
filling.
you maybe just like do Linda's trick and get the puree. You want the puree because you're kind of going for a pie. You are going for a pie. I wonder if could you do like a whipped cream or something in there that's really nice and airy, or would that even counter the denseness of something else? What you might want to do is skip the pumpkin pie, go for a meringue or like something that's fluffy and whipped and airy, and just pumpkin spice it. Because you're probably going to get density and thickness with the caramel, the pecan pie stuff, right?
Yeah. But I would leave the caramel butter because 1%'s pretty good. You're getting that buttery.
I mean, yeah. If you're, I mean, you could leave it if you're going to push. I think if you're going to push up butter pecan pie, you don't necessarily need it, but you could totally leave it. Oh.
Is it pumpkin pie topped with butter? Because you could push that pumpkin pie, too.
But she does want it airier and like fluffier. It sounds like a chiffon pie, and that this is already too dense. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do that with the butter pecan topping on top. You know what I mean? If you went like apple pie, pumpkin spice, and marshmallow, or like maybe not marshmallow, or like whipped cream, something without a ton of vanilla, and you just put enough pumpkin spice in it for it to taste like pumpkin spice whipped cream meringue pie. I don't know. That seems like what. I don't know how to do something that's like whipped and airy in a vape form, because I'm more of like that saturated. Give me the flavor of it when it's all mushed in
You're
my
not really
mouth,
gonna get airy.
right? That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
you can get fluffy, and I would maybe use FA whipped cream because there's not a lot of vanilla. Might be a
Flavora
little.
sweet cream to me tastes like unsweetened or like not vanilla, like plain ready whip. That, and it's like airy and tastes like whipped cream. That one might work. Something like that. Otherwise, like a whipped cream, not TFA. Like maybe, I don't know, a whipped cream that sits on top, or like most meringues are like toasted meringues.
Except Wonder
Some,
Flavors.
yeah,
And
there's some
SSA
airiness
natural
to, yeah.
meringue. SSA meringue is like Wonder Flavors, but better. Like I would always reach for SSA meringue, but yeah, that looks really good. I have everything to mix it. I honestly wouldn't change a thing. I'll probably mix this just
Yeah,
to use my
honestly, it
pumpkin
looks
pie.
really good. It really does. I
Yeah,
just
it
don't
really
know
does.
the pumpkin spice. Like if I swapped that out for Flavora, it would still look really good. Um, and I don't have
Yeah,
Hanks
I've
in it, I
never
don't think.
tried the
I've never been able to get it.
one-on-one, but that looks really good. I like the idea.
Awesome, Goose.
Yeah,
All right, let's skip
just
Busters.
one.
What do we got?
Did you say skip?
Carapumbacco. No, let's get Busters.
Oh, I thought you said let's skip Buster. I
Let's
was like,
skip
Jesus,
Buster. Fuck that guy. No,
what's
I'm just
wrong
kidding.
with
We love
you?
Buster.
Para
We got to do both of
Parapum?
them. I love this. Go ahead,
Carap
Linda. Do this. Yeah, do the
Carapum?
Carapumbacco. I love how this
Carapum?
isn't.
I'm just gonna make this up.
I
Carapum.
like the picture. I really like
Carapum.
the picture.
Back. All right. We have 555 gold in Awara at
Cool.
3, caramel butter Wonder Flavors at 1.5, clove Flavor West at 1, coconut rum Wonder Flavors at 2, creamy hazelnut Flavor West at 1, melty caramel Mullenberry at 2.25, pumpkin pie spice cap discontinued at 1, and super sweet. Week 1, oh wow, this is smoky and I have no idea from where. Mild caramel body with hints of pumpkin spice, and the clove is adding a bit of bang. I suspect the clove is adding the smoky tone. The rum is adding a nice tone that sells a true tobacco. Pretty happy with how this has turned out. We'll be remixing for sure. Week 3, this has become very satisfying and developed, as well as a mild caramel tobacco. The smoky aspect has settled as well, now being less prominent. The pumpkin has sufficiently buried not to play any kind of distraction for the pumpkin hater, but present enough to know it's there. TMA made me do it. Wait, oh, yeah. So I definitely don't have clove or 555. So distraction.
I love the picture for one. Again, for two, great picture. Okay, so we got 555 gold, nutty, caramel butter, clove. I'm sure that's clovey. Coconut rum, creamy hazelnut, melted caramel. Smoky. Ooh. Pumpkin spice Capella. Discontinued. Weird.
I've never tried. I don't know.
Inaware's not smoky. 555 gold's not really smoky.
Oh,
It's roasty.
okay.
That might be
I
what
don't
you're
have.
thinking. But smoky
Maybe
and like
between.
roasted / toasted are like definitely different notes. So I'm not sure. I don't. If anything, I would have to say it's the pumpkin pie spice, but because I have no experience with that flavoring. But unless clove is also smoky, that's weird. It's pumpkin spice.
Cross between the
Oh,
pumpkin
he
pie
thinks it's the
spice and.
clove. Okay.
Okay.
He thinks it's the clove adding the smoky note. Okay. Yeah, let's say Wonder Flavors clove. I don't know if I have that one. I got their ginger
I.
finally.
Oh wait.
Clove. FA clove, I think, is the one that I have. That one's good enough.
I would be so afraid to mix with clove.
or you just throw black honey tobacco in, and that's got a clove note. TFA and honey and anise. So
I'm afraid.
And Nice Tone says, yeah, that's awesome. Well, you got something that's gonna remix. Very satisfying, developed. Cool. I'm just curious. Again, oh shit, Buster. You can only solo one 6 days out of the week, nothing else. You're horrible.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no smoke in 555. Who's getting smoke?
It's got to be the clove then, or the pumpkin pie.
Who's getting
the
smoke?
Pumpkin pie spice Capella, like just like Flavora pumpkin pie spice. It's like allspice kind of, or like clove, cinnamon, nutmeg,
It
ginger,
smells
whatever.
like that.
You know?
Yeah.
You have it?
It smells like that.
Okay. And then you're adding just a bit of extra clove.
Yeah.
Extra punch of clove. Yeah, 555 gold is like just really roasty nuts. You know, like peanuts, basically. Roasted peanuts. You could use 555 gold probably into dessert recipe. It's, I don't know, they're a little dirty, I guess, but see, Dano gets pipe tobacco off it with nuts. Yeah, so a little dirty, but anyways, awesome, Buster. Glad you liked that one. And we got his other one. I hate pumpkin cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
What's gross and disgusting? Pumpkin. Apple donut noms, great flavor, 1.5%.
Wait, it's my turn.
No, you just did the other one.
No, I didn't.
I did.
You hate
tobacco.
tobacco.
Did that one. I'm doing it.
Who did tobacco?
Oh, I did. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Jeez.
Yeah, you
Go
dork.
ahead.
You big dork.
I
I just had to go back and reread it.
I agree.
Apple donut noms 1.5, good flavor. Apple strudel SSA, good flavor, 3%. FA brandy 1.5. Cheesecake TFA 2. Maple pecan flavor west 1.5. Mascarpone cream cheese wonder flavors 1. New York cheesecake Capella 5. Pumpkin pie spice again Capella 2, and then super sweet at half. Good effort here to mask over the yuck with a little twisted donut, because that's just as logical as pumpkin. Interesting mix, a little different. I'm curious as to like how much you're probably not even tasting any pumpkin. Pumpkin spice is the only pumpkin you're using, so I feel like you're just you're essentially making an apple strudel cheesecake.
He's using it at 2%.
Adding a little bit of extra of that pumpkin spice, right? That's what you would be doing if it was Flavora. So that's where I'm curious if, like, does it actually have pumpkin in it, or do you just not like a flavor that's in pumpkin spice? I'm curious. Apple seems to be sitting on top of the dominant donut body and underlaying cheesecake with pumpkin cream tang. Maple and brandy feeding a slight alcoholic note. Complex mix, and I'm returning to find something different. Cool. Still not a fan of pumpkin. I don't think there's pumpkin in this recipe, so I think
spice.
I mean, switch that pumpkin pie spice out for just take it out, I guess.
Or bakery spice.
More cinnamon or bakery spice, or that's what I mean. That's got cinnamon in it and apple strudel, so you already got a little bit in there. So, you know, rich cinnamon. You put fucking pumpkin spice just has those other spice notes in it, the ginger and the nutmeg and the, you know, the stuff that's pretty standard. But I guess maybe that's what he doesn't like.
Really care for it either, vaping it, but like sad boy pumpkin cookie. Ugh.
Obviously, there's something in it that does taste like pumpkin, I guess. Not like pumpkin, but like it makes you think pumpkin pie. That triggering sort of spice mix. But we've used it, right?
What?
Yeah. Oh, it has pumpkin, like mashed pumpkin with a little spice.
You know what we've used is eggnog for spice. I don't know if we've ever used.
Yes, we've used pumpkin spice.
Okay.
Thank you, Annihilator. Yeah, it's dirty nuts. It's been a while. So he says it's got pumpkin. Interesting.
Really? I've
Little
never
spice.
single flavor tested. I've never mixed with it. I smelled it and it smelled like pumpkin spice to me. But
It does say pumpkin pie parentheses spice, so that just means maybe it's spiced pumpkin pie mix, you know? Not just
yeah.
pumpkin pie spice. Like Flavora. Interesting. All right. Well, that makes more sense then. Tier version.
Wait, are we on episode 37 or 38? Everyone, me and Daniel have it as 37, but
I feel like we
else
should be a lot closer to 56.
Well, no, I know where it's 37. I put 37 because I copied you.
We've got.
All right.
We've
Now
got
we work on ours.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes left. So we're not only going to be doing like 45, but there was like a year, like 56 or something. Interesting.
We missed a
Wow.
couple episodes.
Yeah.
We missed.
And
I know we're
also,
skipping tomato, but
also based off what it has here, we're on track. I don't see anything. Buster will let us know if there is.
and repeated an episode twice.
Yeah, but
More
I
like
fixed
4
that.
times.
I fix it all the time.
Very nice, very nice. Well, we're very close to fine tuning our idea for the next season. A little bit more input, fine tuning.
All right. So we're going to do our recipe.
Yep.
I'm going to get the chart up. All right. Let's get to it.
Okay. Pumpkin.
So we should really just build something and add the spice. So cheesecake was done.
Yeah, so obviously pumpkin spice. You have the sugar of taro or no?
I don't have that.
I don't have Hankson's.
Good, because I can't anyway.
Okay.
So good. All right. So we could do. Why don't we do like some kind of like a dip with like graham crackers or like.
Yum.
I mean, because
So,
technically
I mean,
I don't know. Like I was thinking like.
Sounds really good. Do you have Flavor Roast graham cracker?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
pumpkin spice. So a dip. But
I was just
a
thinking.
dip in real life will probably have cheesecake. Or cream cheese anyways. Why can't I see this whole thing?
I made a cheesecake dip for one of the ELR ones. I forget what one of the first ones.
Oh,
I think I used. No, I'm just saying. Didn't you? Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but that's what a
No, but
real one would have. I just don't want to.
Not necessarily a dip. We could use cake batter dip. That's got the
Oh,
graham notes.
valid. And caramel. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This like literally could be like simple, but not, because cake batter dip's got some flavors, and then add more graham. It's got the caramel. It's got the stuff, the
cake batter
things.
dip, and then ultimate
I mean,
cake batter.
ultimate cake batter.
We could do both. I don't know. No, cake batter dip,
I
and
was
then
thinking
like
cake.
custard premium or something, right? Like
Okay. Yep.
maybe like a low, like as an accent, like
Yep.
1.5, right? One.
What's cake batter dips only at 2?
That's for its recommended. Ooh, not 11.
And then
0.75.
custard
I would
premium.
say if we're gonna do just pumpkin spice, at least one.
No, I can't. I won't vape it. I'm just saying.
0.75.
What are we doing custard premium at?
1. Okay.
I don't
0.75.
really care for pumpkin spice, so, but
Well, that's your fault. The gram will be in there.
what are we doing graham at?
At least 2. If not,
Okay.
I mean, I think we should do
Yeah.
Flavor West and Noms.
What noms then? Because noms,
Biscuit graham cracker.
yeah, that's the only graham. But
And
like
then
at
just
what?
back it up with Flavor West.
I don't think noms needs to be backed up at all if you use it. Honestly, I think it's got the grainy, crispy. Personally, I've never tasted Flavor West, but I feel like if we're gonna
So
use
you
noms,
have
just
it?
yeah.
Yeah, let's use it. Flavor West at 2, biscuit at
What?
1.
I think that's gonna be too much graham, but whatever.
Well, we're dipping a
This
graham cracker in dip, right? So it should be a big bite of graham.
okay.
You know, you're right. I mean, I love Flavor West. Flavor West just has that distinct. It's just lacking that distinct like honey vanilla graham cracker note. It's really good. It's just lacking a little bit on the body. Biscuit's got that body, but it's also got that honey graham note. So you're right. You might be right.
No,
We can make this an RY4 and just put RY4
no,
with it.
come
No,
on.
because that's got
Instead of
graham cracker.
pumpkin, then, because you're
No,
telling me. Well,
we have
I
to use
can't.
pumpkin.
I know. This isn't loading. I have no. Okay. Biscuit, graham cracker.
No, Mike, we're
Okay.
cheating. Flavora pumpkin spice is just spice. There's no pumpkin in it.
No.
Oh, that's a cheat. And it's
So
also our spice
graham
note, right?
cracker
So
at 2, biscuit at 1.
what we could do. Do you have Capella graham cracker?
I have to look.
That's got
Look.
cinnamon. That's a cinnamon graham cracker.
Well, okay.
So we could use that instead of Flavor West and bring an extra more cinnamon to the party.
Well, why?
Instead of
Because
the
we're already
honey
going to have
vanilla.
the pumpkin spice.
I know,
And I'm
but
already.
let's add more. I'm just saying that might, instead of doing Flavor West,
But I'm
we could
already
do.
saying I hate pumpkin spice, and here you are trying to add cinnamon. More.
You don't like cinnamon?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't mix with it very often, if ever. I made Ariana like.
It's like a light cinnamon. It's not like rich cinnamon.
I
You know
know.
what I mean?
I've tried it,
Ugh,
but
you make this
but
so much fun, Linda.
well, I mean, I don't want to mix something that I'm gonna hate, and then I'm gonna have to say, well, I hate it.
Then let's skip pumpkin spice and do Flavora yam.
I don't have Flavorium.
So the only one you got is Hankson. It has actual pumpkin in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I don't have that one. So we have to use pumpkin spice flavor.
No, I know.
Let's do 0.5. Let's do 0.5.
Of what?
You might be right. That's fine. 0.5. Do you want to look and see if you have the Capella cinnamon or no? It's like cinnamon sugar on a graham cracker instead of honey vanilla. It's not like an overpowering cinnamon. You've never mentioned not that before. We do cinnamon apple and stuff.
Yeah, like that, but with the pumpkin spice too. I
We
don't
have to.
care
We
for
still have to put another fruit in this, so we could do apple. Like
yeah.
we're just
So we could do
spicing
apple
whatever other
cinnamon.
fruit we choose, right? So
We
we're
could do that
literally
apple
just
cinnamon.
spicing whatever other fruit we choose. So coconut cinnamon, apple, spiced coconut, spiced cranberry. What would go good in a cake batter dip, right? I don't want to, I did raisin, so we don't necessarily need to do raisin.
I don't have any
right? Unless we also quote unquote cheated, and used like a date or something. But you don't have any of those.
I
Either,
don't
right?
have any. No. Yeah, none of
Orange
these
doesn't
really.
seem like I don't think orange we could there's a flavoring that I can think of. Baked orange wouldn't be right. I can't,
No. Cranberry,
with
but it's gonna get
cake
buried.
batter, cranberry, cake batter, maybe.
Apple.
I think apple's just gonna have to be the way to go because we have the most baked options with apple.
Yeah.
You're right. We could do something like we could go just straight SSA baked apple and not, or we could do one that's got which one's got spice like
Cinnamon
cinnamon
strudel. Or apple
strudel.
cinnamon pie. Either one.
I don't know if I don't think I have that one.
The pie.
The cinnamon pie,
So
yeah.
we could use a strudel. You have that one.
Yeah, I have that one.
Because we used it at 2, remember, and it was really strong. Remember? I
Yeah.
forget what recipe we used, and we thought it was. I think we lowered it. So you're adding cap graham cracker
You
to
want to do
this
cap
as well?
or flavor? If we're gonna
No.
do a cinnamon strudel or something, apple cinnamon, no. If
Yeah.
we just do baked apple, then yeah, let's do it. But
No, I think we should use the apple strudel because it's got that cinnamon note that I don't mind. It's a really light sweet cinnamon, and then
like
it's
one and
got
a
a
half
nice mushy apple like cooked
or one because it's our backup
for
accent.
what apple strudel.
Yeah,
Apple
the
I
one.
think one. Well,
I'm thinking one. If two was too strong and we want it as an accent, I think
well,
one would be the way to go.
I think we used it in a fruit mix. We might be able to get away with 1.5 if we're using pumpkin spice at 0.75.
No, we could do pumpkin spice at 0.5% if you want.
Okay.
Or we could do 0.75 if you think that's better, but we can drop it. I
No,
already
I
dropped it
think
down.
half is better. But if we
Okay.
start light and then we can add, right?
Yeah, agreed.
But we can't.
Okay, so cake batter dip, Flavor West. I have it 2, just sitting there. That's what the recommended was.
Yeah.
Mr. Premium 1, Flavor West graham cracker 2, pumpkin spice Flavora 0.5, biscuit graham cracker 1, apple strudel 1.5.
Yep. Um
And then yeah, so we got our spice, pumpkin, apple, vanillas and stuff. Okay. Cake batter dip.
oh. Huh?
That looks good. Yep. Yeah, Keens is next week. And if you don't know what a Keens is, look it up. Pumpkin dip with eggnog. That sounds really good. It's an apple pear. That's what they all taste like. Apple pear. So if you don't have a Keens and you want to do something that's got apple pears in it, just do apple pear and
Back. Can I find this?
cherry or cranberry or just do apple pear. Who cares? Keens and raspberry. That sounds really good. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Okay, yeah. And then super sweet 0.75. Yeah. And this looks really good. I haven't mixed with that cake batter dip in a minute. That's a steeper, isn't it? Oh, did Linda go get her stuff?
Yeah, it's the steeper.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll get my stuff.
Why ain't you voting? I see you here and you don't want to make a commitment. And that disappoints me. Come on, you gotta make a choice.
What was that? An exhibition? We need emotional content.
Starfruit, I would say Annihilator is, especially the flavorings that exist as far as the Starfruit, like one flavors, I don't know what other Starfruits are. More like a dragon fruit or jackfruit, or it's like a tropical soft medley of things. Like, if you want to use dragon fruit in a recipe, think about using Starfruit or jackfruit. Very similar. Okay.
They call him Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.
Are you Fujiyama?
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
I'll possibly be back.
did you say? I'll be back.
I will now perform my final kata form.
Took you longer this time.
Yeah, because my cake batter dip went flying across the room and I had to find it.
Nice. I accidentally knocked one off the shelf earlier and was like, oh. I actually have a flavor over here in the corner down behind my desk that I can't reach. That I know it's down there, but
You don't know which one it is.
it's whatever. It's some random, yeah. Probably try and get it here at some point, but
Oh my god,
like
what
a
is
claw
wrong
grabber.
with my scale?
Huh?
My scale is going crazy because of the fan.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
I love it. Pumpkin spice. 0.14. Good shit. Good shit, motherfuckers. So Linda and I are working on fine-tuning what we want to do for the next season, and we're just trying to figure out how to get it to where there's an image, and the image has a certain set of colors in it, and then we recommend that you use at least 3 or 4 of those colors in your recipe as notes. But you mix whatever the fuck you want. But also maybe there's a theme to the image, like nature or landscape. So landscape, cityscape, and seascape. That's the only 3 that we were able to think of, and we just rotate back and forth on that theme. And then we would also assign a random profile. So we would have to come up with some profiles, like some broad range profiles. You know, like apple pie wouldn't be a profile. It would be like fruit pies or something like that. Like, you know, RY4s, dessert tobacco, fruit tobacco, fruits and creams. We did a tester yesterday, and the category we got was candies / sweets, which we ended up deciding that a marshmallow treat counts as a sweet, right? Doesn't have to be a hard candy. We came up with an idea with the picture for a hard candy, and then we came up with an idea for a marshmallow candy, and we liked that one better, and we went with that. So we're kind of fine-tuning it to where it's like it's really open-ended. You can kind of, you know, I looked at our recipe from yesterday, Linda.
Yeah.
And look and put it on the chart, right? We used 99% base flavor, miscellaneous flavors. Like there's no nut, there's no spice, there's, you know, and there's no fruit. I think it's all miscellaneous flavoring pairings. But that's kind of the point. We want to take what we've learned from TMA from this last year and apply it in a way that's a lot more freeing, a little bit more fun, a little bit more fine-tuned. And then what Linda and I would do is we would, oh shit, did I put nothing? We would get that image chosen, give it to you guys on live, and then start collaborating a recipe together. And we would just collaborate a recipe together on live versus going off live, making separate recipes, doing a recipe that maybe we're okay with, and then never coming back to it because we're busy and we have to move on to the next week. So the goal would be for us to just fine-tune a recipe on live. And if it takes us into the next episode and we got to do some on the next episode, so be it. The goal would be to make maybe multiple batches and try different things out. What we realized, I think, is that if we give ourselves free reign, and we'll probably find this out over time, that it's not the case for every single time, but if we give ourselves free reign, we're able to kind of work out a really good recipe on our first mix. But that's not always going to be the case, and it's proven to be not always the case. So we want to just, you know, not take the week to, you know, we'll take the week, let it steep. So what I did yesterday was I generated an image. I generated 100. I have that list, and we'll pick 5 random colors off that list and then ask it to generate an image. Whether that's then the idea is to either so I want the image to be different every time though. So if we have to rotate between landscape, cityscape, seascape, landscape, cityscape, seascape, or if we go abstract, realistic nature, cartoony, whatever, I just don't want there to be any pictures of food. I don't want it to move. No. Did you look in Facebook chat, Daniel, at the recipe I sent you? It's private right now because we're testing it, but there's an image attached to that, and it's just like a like a little prairie in the field. You got dark greens, and there's wildflowers with goldenrod yellow and purple and pink coral, sky. And we were able to kind of work a recipe out. We're gonna let it sit, but I just want it to be different. I don't care if there's people in it. I just don't want an excess of colors, right? So putting people in there and having skin tones and stuff kind of.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because then what's the point of picking 5 colors if you're going to generate an image that has 25 colors?
Because I thought we were going to generate like main colors. Like
that's kind of what I'm saying. So if there's no point in generating colors and asking for an image based on those colors if that image is going to give us something super crazy with
because I feel
like in it.
Like that purple one that we generated, that's going to have to be a fruit,
right? And that's where there's still some fine tuning. So if anybody's watching this and has any ideas, please fucking help. Where we were looking at our image and they're like, oh, there's all these colors in it that really like pinks and purples, and it's like, how is that not blueberry and cranberry and whatever? But then that's when we decided, instead of having to have a note in your recipe for all 5 colors, it would be a note in your recipe for 3 of the 5. And we were actually able to create a recipe that has no fruit in it with that same image after thinking that that's all we could do. So we were able to figure it out. You're right though, because we might get, that's going to be the challenge, right? Because we might get a color palette that doesn't have any browns or whites or anything in it. So it's going to be all purples and blues and reds. It's just going to be dependent on what the color palette is. We might get a color palette that's all browns and grays and, something that has no bright colors and fruits in it. So it's just going to be different every time. That's a gorgeous picture with the barn and stuff, Daniel, right?
The barn.
That's also got purple, green,
Where's
different hues of red, maybe a little white.
Check YouTube.
And the goal would be you don't have to use the colors that we generated. Like we picked white in our picture, and that wasn't one of the colors that we generated, but we used white.
Here you go.
You don't have to use all the colors.
Custard or whatever. No, and you just need 3 colors from the image, 3 distinct notes that reflect colors in the image, and then the rest can be whatever you want. You don't have to hit marks on the almanac, categories on the almanac or columns on the almanac. You don't have to. But the thing would be, it has to fit within the profile. So if the profile wasn't sweets, we would have to do something that was like a fruit pie, or we would have to do something that was like a berry menthol, or something that was an RY4, or we need to come up with a list of profiles that we want to mix through that are kind of all encompassing, right? I've got, asked my AI assistant to break it down and got some pretty decent ones, but it also gives us ones that might not be very fun, like all menthol, like heavy menthol, heavy mint ones. But that's also, again, going to be the challenge in what we're trying to do. But I know that's really confusing, and the whole end of the point would be that we give you guys a picture and say, pick 3 colors off this picture, put those notes in your recipe, make it a candy/sweets recipe. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you can do whatever you want. You can watch our episode and get ideas, spend the next week mixing, and then the next week or whenever we'll go over your recipes. We'll give you a week or 2 weeks to work on it. Because we just really want to work on fine tuning and making really good recipes that are worthy of being like like public and that have been, you know, I'm there. We have quite a few weeks where we never went back and changed or made our edits on things because we just had to move on. I can try, Daniel. Yeah, 1 second. Send it in Discord. I'll just make it public. I'm gonna make it public and just give you the recipe because honestly, it's really good. And I think since I'm already talking about it, we can I'll just put out a V2. So let's see here. And check Discord chat, and then you can put this up, and you can see what we're talking about. But we can fine tune. There's a lot of things to fine tune. Our prompt, I have the colors. I want to use that list of 100 and randomly pick off that list of 100. But that list of 100 includes red, blue, green, black, white. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, but it doesn't include amaranth and some really random obscure ones. If I was just asking chat for random or Google Gemini for random 5 flavors, I was getting repeats a lot. So if I do 5 different flavors off of this, it's for unique each time that I pick it. Yeah, maybe we do a dummy run on Tomato Week. That'd be a really good idea, Buster. I was thinking if we didn't do it on Tomato Week, we would do it at least before we moved on to the first episode. So we got Candy Sweets. We got Rebecca Purple, Sienna, Dark Green, Light Coral, and Goldenrod. And Sienna is like a burnt orange. So it gave us that gorgeous image of the prairie field there with the sunset. But, you scroll down to the actual recipe, and we ended up doing Flavora Marshmallow at 1, Sweet Crunch Flavora at 2, SSA Marshmallow at 3, Vape Train Honeycomb at 2, and Wonder Flavors Dark Caramel at 1. So if you look in the notes, we came up with an idea for a fruit version, like blueberry, pineapple, peach. Like we were working on that, and then we were like, well, let's pick different colors and see if we can do this without fruits. And it kind of the burnt orange with the goldenrod, and the white in the caramel in the cloud really gave us this ability to make something that was, we ended up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flavors. It's pretty straightforward. It's incredibly delicious. We're letting it sit. I vaped a little bit of it yesterday, and it was really good. But yeah, good. So I think we just need to fine tune what our weekly prompt is, and if we go landscape, seascape, cityscape, landscapes, but that's where Daniel can help out. Well, maybe we give him. I don't want it to be we generate our colors and then we generate 17 images and pick one, right? I'd like it to be like, hopefully, if we can fine tune it to the point where it's the first, maybe the second pick we do, right? I can send you, and Daniel, you don't have an iPhone, do you? Do you have a Samsung?
Mm-hmm.
So I can send you the Gemini link so that you can look at the actual conversation, like the actual shit that I was asking AI assistant, like the prompt and everything.
I have it too.
And you have it too. So yeah, the prompt that I was using was.
No one asked you, Linda.
I know, but
I'm just kidding.
Put my 2 fucking cents
We converted you.
Generating a realistic yet artistic rendition of a natural landscape. Oh, that was a different. Okay, so what's the original one I used? Realistic artistic rendition of a natural landscape setting that uses only these 5 colors in a realistic and unique way. And that's how I got that image. And then you just change landscape to cityscape or seascape, and I got some pretty cool different images that evoked, I want the image to be more emotional. So if you do get emotional attachment to it and you're like, oh, this reminds me of being at the beach with my grandma and we sipped virgin pina coladas as a kid. So that's what I'm going to try and do, like something like that.
Daniel, what is that picture you just put up? I like it.
I'm trying to get the so since we're gonna do it for Tomato Week, I'm trying to get crash test dummies. So like you guys are doing a crash test of the idea,
dude. Monkeys
into an explosion.
Monkeys in a crash test dummy suits.
But I'm trying to incorporate the flavor as well. But right now they're
Colors.
just
Put them in
jumping in the
Crash Test
walls.
Dummy costumes. I'm glad. Okay, Buster. Well, Buster's in.
Good. Where do you see that?
It sounds a little complicated, but a lot of that complicated stuff will be on my end, on our end, right? And then you guys would just get the picture. You would get the 5 colors just for inspiration if you wanted to, and then, you know, because you might look at that picture and not even think burnt orange, but sienna is actually one of the colors. So then you see the sienna, and then you're like, oh, there is burnt orange in there, and that gives me other ideas. So, and then you would get the profile.
These are kind of cool.
I just feel like here's what I'm thinking, but I feel like if we do all that, like prairies and fields and rivers, like it's kind of going to be like all like fruit. But if we did like
we just proved that it's not. And like I said, that's going to depend on the color palette.
Right.
We got goldenrod and sienna in this first color palette, right?
Yeah,
so and then there was white in the picture. But you're right, that second one that I did another color palette. I did an image with it. I mean, there's white in that image, but that might end up just being one where we have to do more fruit-based ones. But that's going to, you know what I mean? It's just going to, that also has brown in it, technically. Lavender, dark magenta, Dodger blue, medium aquamarine. Like that's all blues and purples, and then saddle brown. So if all your colors are fruity colors, then yeah, you might have to we might have to suffer and do a fruity mix. But the next one might be all browns and beiges and stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I really think that we're gonna probably like get this to the point where we're doing this like 1 per episode, maybe 2 episodes. Right. Maybe we spend 2 episodes on each one, and then the second episode is us going over other people's recipes, talking about the steep, any fine tuning that we want to make on it to make it official, and then call it good. And then the next episode, the third episode, would be the start of the next recipe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody has a full week to work on their stuff. Have the night we're mixing to watch and mix, and then, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think it would be a good learning experience all around.
So, like I said, we still have some time.
Mix?
I think you're right. We'll do a tester on Tomato Week. That sounds like a good idea. And then we'll do a live example and see if we can get it to work.
What do you think of this mix?
It's decent. I think it definitely needs a steep.
Oh yeah. Those 2 grams smell almost identical.
The noms, yeah,
they literally smell almost identical.
I don't get a ton of gram in the vape though.
Literally, I open them like, wait a minute.
Noms has more gram body than Flavor West does, but they both have that honey vanilla note.
Oh, yeah, God. They smell almost exact. Like if I picked them side by side, my cake batter.
But maybe we give you 2 weeks, Goose.
Look,
that's valid because you won't have a list to look ahead.
Cake batter.
Buster, you're gonna have to suffer steeping, like maybe steeping 2 weeks instead of 6.
Cake batter dip. What? Is it supposed to be that dark?
Mine is, where is it?
Where is this bottle even from? Like, oh my God. Mine's like.
Did you use cake batter dip or cookie butter?
Cake batter dip.
My cookie butter is super dark. My cake batter dip looks like that.
Wow. But where's that bottle even from? Not Bull City.
Mine's from Bull City.
This must be from Nick River, right? You can't. Can you see it?
Not really.
It's in one of these weird 15 ml bottles.
Yeah, that might be Nick River then.
Nick River, I think. It's dark. I mean, whatever. I don't care.
That's valid, Goose, because if we pick the picture, you don't know ahead of time. So maybe what we do is we give 2 weeks. And then the third episode, we go over recipes, and then we pick the next picture. And we spend the second episode fine-tuning, making a second batch. Testing out something else. Even if we think it's good, we test out a different idea. Do a different flavor. Anything we think of doing. I thought of things for this recipe during this week today that we didn't try. So I think the goal would be, to just really make something, and then I'm mixing on ATF for this next season. So the goal would be to really have something that is like for the Mixer's Almanac ATF page, something that's like really like we're proud of. We're like, yeah, this is a fine-tuned, frosted flakes, caramel marshmallow treat. And version 1 was really good, but this final version is like way better. That would be the goal, right? So yeah, this mix is good. I think it definitely needs a steep, and we'll talk about it next week.
Cake batter dip needs like 2 weeks.
A week or at least. That's why I rarely ever use it.
I know. I don't know what I was just thinking something different because we custards, cheesecakes, but I don't know. I just went through I just did all my Flavor West and I'm like, oh, cake batter dip. Like I was looking at all the flavors that were just so lost that I never used any Flavor West or like TPA. So now they're all like.
I wish people did more 15s. I'll do a 10s. I buy 10s Annihilator, and then if I go through the 10, depends on how quickly I go through it. But usually, if it's a good flavor, then I'm like, yeah, I really liked this one, and I use it a lot, and I go through the 10, I'll buy a 30, and then I pretty much never have to buy it again. If I go through that 30 really fast, that's when I end up buying a 120.
I go through custard premium and vanilla pudding 120s.
And then there's certain things like premium vanilla, custard premium. Vanilla pudding, I don't use that often. I'm still on my first 30 mil that I got fucking 6 years ago.
Oh my God.
So
I've used like multiple 30 mils, my 15 mils. I'm on my second 120.
The 30s usually last me forever. 15 would be great. I think
crack.
that would be like a sweet zone.
I also make a
and then there's times I'll buy a 120 and I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have bought a 120 of that. I have a 120 of a lot of flavors I don't use that often. And ones that I used to use way more than I do, like sugar cookie, but whatever. Stick to 30s if you think you're gonna have it, bro. Use a lot of it. Unless you make the exact same thing over and over. I don't. I vape a different 30 mil every 30 mil. Usually. So next week is Keents. Again, Keents is an apple pear mix. If you don't have TFA or Wonder Flavors Keents, just do an apple pear mix. And then use the pairings. Maybe add a second, pair. Just, work it out yourself and do it. It'll be fun. I have those. They're good flavors. Natural pear apple mixes. So, after Keents, raspberry. That would be a big episode.
Yep, that's gonna be fun.
Red currants, strawberry, and then we'll do a tester run on tomato week after that for the new idea. Hopefully, we fine tune some of these things. If you have any ideas on how we can fine tune our prompts for the AI assist, the images and stuff, drop them in our comments on the video. And then it's watermelon and yuzu, and then we're moving on.
Oh wow, that's
what I'm
crazy.
saying, dude. We're like 2 months away. We'll be
out.
probably in August. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 2 months. Beginning of August, we'll be hitting.
Yeah.
That's my son's birthday in 2 months.
Yeah, wow. I can't believe we went through the whole thing. So actually it was like just about a year because we started in August, right?
37 and 8. So we'll be at, 45 episodes or whatever, 44 episodes. 45. I mean, yeah, about a year. Plus, we skipped a couple weeks here and there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought it was, almost a
And it's
year,
almost,
basically. Close to
yeah.
a year. I feel like it was I think it was last summer. We generally start our shows during the summer, it seems.
We definitely started after July.
It was
We were
like
still on
August
Noted.
or September. Yeah, because Noted
We were
ended in
still
what, like May or June?
July. We were
This
still
time?
doing Noted.
We're still doing Noted in July.
Yeah, because my dog passed away, and I
We
remember
took
going.
like a month off.
Huh?
We took like a month
Yeah.
off before we started doing this show. So,
Mhm.
but, well, thank you everybody for joining the chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Watch. Make sure you tune in Tomato Week because we'll also be pulling chat for ideas. Right. I think we need some ideas on profiles you guys want to see us mix. We need ideas for maybe instead of landscape, seascape, cityscape every other week, we get a couple other ideas in there. Jungle. I'd love to get like that blue and purple. Like I would have loved if it was like a jungle scene or something, right? So maybe we get our colors and then people vote. I don't know. Like we just don't feel like there's not a lot of people available to vote necessarily on the lives. Versus making it a random choice of selected options or whatever. But like,
You can make
just
a post
we'll
and put it on the page.
that's something we
On
could
the
do for
Facebook.
sure ahead of time.
Mhm.
So we'll get you guys involved in that on Tomato Week and get some chat polls going. Yeah, there's some things that we're able to tweak and change here and there, but I think we have the general idea. So I'm happy. This is a lot of fun. But I hope you guys have a great week.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Later, y'all.
Later. What are you doing here?
Where's my music?
Nothing wrong with your television set. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
Chat was a bunch of little pussies.
Huh?
Hey, there's Sadie.
Where? Wait.
At the end.
Wait again.
WTF, that was a short episode.
Oh, it's 10. That's funny. Well, no, because we're usually getting done about now. He says I'm gonna go eat some tacos. Fuck it.
He was cleaning his pool.
Oh. It was hot here today. It was hot.
It was cloudy, overcast this morning, but it cleared up and got pretty dang hot. We're gonna have a hot summer for sure.
I had to go buy clothes today because literally every single piece of clothing I own is too big now. Like by 60 pounds. I was going into the nursing home feeling like a bum, like wearing oversized clothes. That really sucks. I had to buy new clothes. But I had to. So that was another thing I had to buy besides clothes. Huh? Well, I gotta still pay for the heater. I just found out my mom's refusing physical therapy. She's in there for. Like, she literally tells them no. She told one lady, just he was like, just fucking leave me alone. She was like, get out of here. Like, the girl quoted her in her notes. And the lady was telling me today, I was like, like asking her, and she's like looking at her notes, and she told one girl basically to go fuck herself and like leave her alone. And I was like, oh my god, that's what she does to me at home. Like, it's not really funny, but poor girl.
Daniel, I love the picture that's playing on the video right now. The image, the moving image. The monkeys taking notes to the alien porn chemical. I love it. It's so good. I love our theme that we're little monkeys, and you're this alien that's teaching us. We're like all guiding each other in the art of mixing. Is so good. Like, I feel like we need our own little cartoon TV show, right? We could develop this into something for adults, right?
For what?
Kind of a show, you know?
Kind of, not really.
Could you imagine 2 monkeys and an alien? It'd be on Netflix.
The only thing is, it doesn't make any sense what you're doing. Like what the alien's doing.
No, I'm creating stuff.
Mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at what he's pouring though.
Blue.
Listen. Okay.
Yeah, but look how it's pouring.
You humans, you can't see
Don't
everything.
understand.
Okay, that's why you guys are taking notes.
It
I
just
can
comes
see
out
it.
and around the edge of the.
Don't worry
thingy
about it.
and- yeah.
Don't worry
How
about
do you
it.
know I'm just a regular human, Daniel?
What? You're a monkey.
No, but in real life, how do you know I'm just a regular human?
You're a monkey in real life. What are you talking about? What are you,
Right,
Socrates?
I'm
What
gonna
is
get
that?
out of here. It's dinner time.